Big Dog Chico live and in effect. Oh, now to everybody out there, happy holidays, Thanksgiving weekend. Let's get to Coach Prime and his press conference today. Live right now, everything he just said to the media. Y'all stay tuned for this. Hit the like, subscribe, comment. Let me know where you're checking in from. Y'all know what it is. Biggest Dog Chico to the sea and the place to be. Let's get to it. Coach Prime's press conference right here, live and direct.
K-State, Coach Kleiman, love him. Both of us come from small beginnings, and we're here. Phenomenal coach, phenomenal man, phenomenal person, great leader. You understand his accolades, but I just love his demeanor, man. His composure. I love the way he do what he does, and he's been consistently do it for quite some time. Team is strong and ran the heck out of the football last week. They gave up some things defensively, but they're playing a really good team. But these guys, they get after it. They take the understanding and the personality of their coach and they compete, man. They really compete. They got a quarterback who can get it done. We saw that. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. Last year, I think he hit my dance, and that was funny. That was hilarious after he scored. I like when kids do that. That's funny to me. But respectful team, great group of guys, and they're trying to get after it. They definitely have a bowl riding on it, and we're trying to keep them from that. So we're trying to play spoiler this week. But other than that, love him to life, man. I really do. And I love what he's accomplished there.
Oh, now Sabrina.
Okay, there we go. Soccer advanced to first Sweet 16, 17 win school record. Volleyball 22-7. That's phenomenal as well. They have a game Friday versus BYU. Men's cross country finished 10th and the women's 13th in NCAA championships last Friday. Men's basketball undefeated heads to California this week. Women's basketball is 5-1, has won 4 straight. Ski team. I love the darn ski team. I'm just thinking about it. If I had the opportunity to ski, would I be on the ski team? When once upon a time, like see a brother on the ski team. I ain't seen that yet, but we're gonna accomplish that here at CU. Ski team is looking strong this season. I'm sorry. CU should also have a solid contingent for current former athletes competing in the Winter Olympics in February, which is awesome. Lastly, club women's rugby. I didn't even know we had a club women's rugby team advanced to the national championship game, and we'll take on Northwestern December the 6th in Houston. Wow, I didn't even know.
I didn't know until yesterday.
For real?
Yep.
What other club teams do we have? I know we have baseball.
There's about 30 or 40 clubs.
We got hockey?
Hockey and soccer.
Yeah.
Lacrosse.
Well, why would you have a club? Because you got a soccer team.
Men's soccer.
Oh, men's. Okay, the men's club. Thank you. You got a pair. Yeah. Okay. I think I seen the baseball team play. And I think Shiloh was going to play for the baseball team one time. I've stopped. They play down the street, right? I've stopped over there a couple times. I've stopped a couple times and watched. I don't think that was our team playing, but I've stopped and seen a few games over there until they start coming up. I want to get at bat. If you're going to come up and bother me, give me a bat. Let me get a hit. I need a hit right now. All right. Okay, let's go. Here we go.
Nikki Evers, Yahoo Sports. Hope you're doing well, Coach. In this day of college sports, how valuable is it to have a quarterback that's committed to this program?
It's very valuable. Not only a quarterback, to have at least 35 committed to this program. It's not just a quarterback. Quarterback is very prominent because the quarterback will build you or kill you quickly. But you need multiple players, corners, little skill position, linebackers, a couple guys in the middle. You can have one on the edge and you can hide the other one, but offensive line to protect the quarterback as well, a good back, couple receivers, tight end. Like you need other pieces as well, but the quarterback is definitely the main piece. That's very vital.
Jack, go ahead.
Coach Jack Carlo.
Jack, you early today, baby.
Really? I know. Second question.
Yeah.
So last, you mentioned playing spoiler against Kansas State.
Yeah.
Just overall, what's your message to this group to finish strong?
Finish strong. You got to finish strong. I mean, It's almost like you got gas in the tank, but you got to have a full tank because you're running out. You're running out in that third or fourth, and you're making some mistakes that we can't recover from, and that's not indicative of who we are. But it seems as though we got to do better. I say that every week, but we got to do better, Jack.
Brian, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Brian Howell,
Yes,
here
sir.
camera. A couple questions for you.
Okay.
First off, on Saturday night after the game, Juju kind of left the door open to possibly not playing this week and redshirting.
Yeah,
Has that decision been made? Do you know if he'll play this week?
yeah, it has. I'll tell you about the conclusion of it. Yeah, it has.
Okay. And then just second question I have for
Okay.
you is, you mentioned K-State's running game, and they ran for a ton of yards on Saturday.
Yeah.
They got you guys pretty good last year as well.
Mhm.
What's the challenge of their run game and trying to stop that?
They're physical. They run the ball. Whenever you have a quarterback that's a threat, also that pose like that's a threat because the quarterback can run as well. You're gonna load the box up. You're gonna challenge him to throw the darn football around the yard instead of just running the football. It's demoralizing when people run on you at that clip. Throwing the football, that hits you quick, but if you're gonna kill me, man, let me just go ahead and get over with. Don't just bleed me out, But those guys are pretty good. They know what they're doing. They've been successful with running the ball downhill. We got to stop. We know it's not like we don't know what's coming. Sooner or later, you got to just man up and take on the responsibility to stop the run.
John Treach, 9
How you
News.
doing, John?
Good coach. You're a thoughtful guy. Have you found yourself just reflecting more this week, more than most, on the season and the program?
No, I reflect every week. Yeah. You got to understand, man, I don't break glass in case of emergency. I know how to get it right. I'll get it right. We were headed in the right direction, and some things happened, and we took a quick left instead of staying right. But I know how to get it right, and I will. I will. We'll be sitting in here at the point in time last year, and I told you I will. I was. And we got it. Got some key pieces that's there that you can work with. And I'm happy with that. Sometimes you just need to recalibrate. You need to reset. You need to get a redo. It's like kids when they playing video games. When it's not going right, they hit reset. We need to reset right now.
Scott, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how you feeling?
Good.
Scott Proctor at DMVR. Signing the next week, how do you just feel about this 2026 recruiting class so far? And
Well,
maybe what are you still hoping to maybe add via
I'm
high
not.
school or the portal?
You want 15? You want about 15 to 17 high school kids. Why do you say that, Coach? Well, check the statistics. You get 30, are they going to be here in 2 years? Statistically, check the statistics. So when I talk to you, you understand what I'm saying, and you understand why the method to my madness. Nowadays, if kids aren't playing by that spring of that second go around, they're out. They jump in the portal. You got to figure out the strategy. What do you want to go? How do you want to get it? The strategy a year ago was the same strategy it was last year. And you hit on your portal guys. You hit on your freshman guys. This year, you hit on your freshmen, to me, some of them, and you missed on your portal. So that's why we're sitting where we're sitting. It's not like you didn't have a strategic plan. Now, you had a strategic plan. You missed. Sometimes it happens. And I'm going to take responsibility. I'm not going to say we missed. I missed. That'll make you feel better about it? Yeah, I know you don't care.
One more follow-up. On your last answer, you was talking about you feel like you have like a group of guys.
Core.
That's
Core, offensively.
Got you.
Offensively.
Does it feel like you just kind of have to add around the edges around the core? Or does it feel
Offensively.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the defense. I'm not speaking of the defense right now. I'm talking about offense. You have bless you. You have several young men, and you always plan for 10 to 15% that you may lose. You make plans for that. It may be a surprise to you guys, but it's not a surprise to us. And sometimes it is what it is. You got to just, roll up your sleeves and say it is what it is. Let's go get it. Let's go find another guy that can fill that void. So we had a come to Jesus meeting pretty much yesterday, and it was good. It was really good. I'm smiling because it was some highlights and some low lights, some light spirit. It was good.
team
It-
meeting, you mean?
Yeah. It was an opportunity for everybody to get it out and flush it, and let's move on. So a lot of stuff came out of that.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Amen.
Hey, Coach, Jake Schwanstein, DMVR. Just, a lot of talk about leadership and like intangibles. Just what have you seen from Julian and kind of these core guys that you mentioned in that department? And do you feel confident in that department for next season?
He has the ability. Leadership comes with balling, man. It behooves me when you guys think guys could be leaders and they ain't balling. Leaders ball. That's why people follow. You don't follow no one that don't know the direction of how to get there, do you? You find yourself lost. So you got to have ballers that are leaders or don't work. He has a tremendous probability and opportunity to lead. And as each game goes and grows, you're seeing more and more of that. It's hard for a kid, at his age and stage to just jump in with some grown men. Some of these guys have kids, some of these guys, in their own world, some of these guys, and he's trying to lead that as a young freshman. That's a lot to ask, but you could give him some guidelines and some intangibles that he need to work on. And he's done that, man. So I'm proud of the youngster. He hasn't folded like a lawn chair. When we was walking off the field at halftime, he's like, Coach, I'm gonna figure it out. I got it. I got it. I'm gonna get it. So he was knowing that he hadn't performed up to capabilities at that point, but he was just triggered to get it right and to go over the tape and go over the things at halftime and come back out the second half and get it right. So I'm proud of him. I know what he's capable of doing. You've seen it. You've seen glimpses. And when you see a glimpse of something, all you need to add practice, and then you're gonna see the consistent version of that.
I want to ask you, Coach, you were mentioning like the roster building process that's coming up here.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that process of going through and trying to find the
Immensely.
pieces?
Immensely. I really do. And I'm not making excuses by any means, but I missed a little bit of that. Yeah, I know. So I look forward to it. I really look forward to it. And meeting with those guys, interviewing those guys, to making sure that their countenance, their desire, their want, that fire matches with what we have here, or can enhance what we have here. Because it's like a dating game, man. You got to sit there and make sure. Just because a guy's a dog, that don't mean you bring him in, because a dog can mess up your yard. And you just got to make sure that person is the right guy and they really want this and not want this for a check. And I think every coach is dealing with that, trying to understand who is who. Because one thing that we don't have in life is measurables for the heart. If we could measure that, my God, we wouldn't waste time on some of the things we're wasting time on. Measurables for the heart, especially with relationships.
When you mentioned missing, what are you talking about when you were out this summer?
Yeah, two ways: missing this and missing identifying that. Yeah, it's two misses. I missed it both ways.
Okay, Coach Leo Rivera with Scope of Sports. Looking at that offensive line group, what have you thought about the coaches, having that trio this year? And do you feel comfortable with the way the young guys are developing?
Man, let me tell you something. Our offensive line performed. Everybody in this room will sit up here and say, whoa, we could have had those guys last year. We would have won the national championship. Am I right or wrong? So those guys have performed. That had not been the problem. There's been a plethora of problems, but that has not been the problem. And I know we're losing several guys that are going to be going. I think 3 starters. But the guys that we have right now that are asserting themselves as backups in playing time, like, a couple of them right now. I'm looking at them in their faces right now. But these guys can play. And they know all they need is a good offseason, a good spring, and they're going to be ready to compete.
And then secondly, you talked about supporting the other sports on campus. Will we be seeing you at any of the men's or women's basketball games?
I hope so. Yeah, I got to get this team right. That's my focus right now.
Hey, Coach, I've been waiting to ask you this one for a little while. And based upon what you said to Scotty and to Brian about missing in 2 different ways,
Right.
I think it's a good time. Before the year, dating back to spring ball, you'd said many times that you felt like you had a better team than
Yeah, I did.
last year.
Really did.
where did that deviate, or is that in those two? You know, do
The
misses
thing about
factor
man,
in?
you have no idea how bad I want to answer that question. But see, if I answer that question, you're gonna think I'm placing blame in this on people, and I'm not. But when I tell you guys the truth and I'm transparent with you, you find fault in the things I say. So when I tell you, guys, we make mistakes. We made mistakes. Forget we. I made mistakes. It makes you guys feel better about that. I made mistakes. Okay, I got to correct those.
I guess I was just wondering because you tell us like, hey, I see things in practice and stuff. It
Yeah.
just feels like, I mean, that was a big deviation there. So
Oh no, definitely. But
is what it is. Understood.
no, yeah. If I say what I want to say, you're gonna find fault, and I can't do that because I'm not built like that. That's why I take it. I take it. It all starts with me. It ends with me.
Fair enough. I was debating upon whether or not to ask you now or
Never.
after the game.
No, you never debate, man. It is what it is. So
Fair
always feel free to ask me what you want to ask me. If you get it off your chest, I'm gonna try to get it off mine because sometimes I'm thinking the same thing.
Got you.
Yeah. You know, I did this for like 20 years.
I do. I do. I do.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to ask you was, look, I mean, I know you hear some of the talk, right? You know, about what happened this year. You've competed in every arena. You really don't have much left to prove personally.
No, that's
I
not
don't
true.
think.
That's not true.
I was wondering, does it fire you up again when people start to maybe
First of all,
doubt
this
creeps in?
this is what I'm called to do, and to take a L, take a L, take a L. You have no idea how hard that is to a winner. So then you got to placate what is a win. I know you winning. Nobody want to hear you winning academically. Nobody's going to jail. These kids are really good young men, but they don't give a darn about that. They want to win games. And that's what we're here for, to win games. So that's my only thought. That's what I want to do. Like, I didn't want to really go. I wanted to go see my son, but then I don't want to take an L with me. I wanted two W's, over the weekend. And so that had me feeling a little funky because it's almost like you don't like that. I don't like that on me, man. I don't like that. I'm not you could be a loser, a guy who lost games.
Right.
I would rather be a guy who lost games than a loser because I'm not a loser. And that bothers me, man.
And that was what I was asking about is I know how much you hate to lose. And
True.
so based upon the competitor that you are, have been, et cetera, I imagine that train is pretty loaded up with coal right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to sit down. I can't wait till this darn portal opens. I can't wait to see, what we're going to come up with by the conclusion of, signing day, whatever it is. I don't give a darn if it's whatever it is, you're going to add more. You're always going to add or subtract more. That's just it. But I'm not going to go crazy over grabbing something just to appease you guys. That don't make it happen. I mean, you got to think about, those two defensive ends, those young guys, they're going to be pros, man. Those guys are pretty darn good. Those receivers are going to pay dividends as well. Chauncey Gooden is going to be a pretty darn good player. You got Juju is going to do his thing. So you have a core of Yo-Yo is really, he's a redshirt freshman. Same thing, like BDS on the other side of the ball. He's going to do his thing. Like, you got some youngsters that you got a core with. You just got to add, not just youngsters, you got to add experience with youth. You just can't go all youth. You can't go all experience. You got to just blend it a little bit. And that's what we've been trying to do. No problem.
Hey, Coach Charlie King with the Denver Gazette. Just you mentioned the transfer portal. Obviously, with only one window this offseason, about a month from now, how confident are you going to be that you guys can accomplish everything you need to in that abbreviated window?
Well, you may not accomplish everything you need to because that takes a lot of money. So you may not be able to do that, but you're going to do what you're capable of doing to heal some woes that you have. And a lot of that is up front. A lot of that is on the defensive side of the ball. A lot of that stuff is up front. Linebacker, we got some youngsters coming in the secondary that I can't wait to see. So we know what direction we want to go, and we're going to get there. We just didn't get it right last year. We got it right the year before. We really did.
Hey, Coach.
How you doing?
Monica Costello, Associated Press. I just wanted to ask you, is some of the maturing with Juju having to do with changing his hair?
That's a good one. Yeah, I think he matured immensely for that. Yeah, he got that thing braided up after that incident happened. But you know what? He's much more talkative. He's much more understanding. He looks for my voice and what I want to say to him after each series or going back on the field after the prior to that series. He looks for that because I'm just trying to not to overwhelm him, but to give him some little component that'll help him get to the next level. Same thing in practice. I may blow the whistle and stop in the middle of practice. What down is it? And I want him to know. I don't want him to take for granted it's first or second and eight because that tells you what we're looking for. We're looking for at least 5 yards on that first down. We're looking for a definitive play that you got to make sure you execute. Okay, you know what defense they're in. You know what play we called. Okay, let's execute. And he's learning that stuff more and more and more, which is good. We just got to do a better job of balancing everything with the run versus pass as well.
Did you have him do it, or did he do that on his own?
In what regards?
His hair.
No, he did that on his own. He had to. Ain't no choice. That's not an option. He had to. He did what was best for himself as well as the team. Yeah. Thank you.
I do want to ask you, was Sunday the first time you'd ever watched Shador as a fan?
I think I just posted that. You saw that?
I didn't see it.
I think I just posted that to didn't I? Yeah. That I'm thankful for just being allowed to sit up in a box with the opposing, the owner of the opposing team allow the dad of the quarterback on the opposing team to sit in his box. Like, how many times did that happen? Like, that is unbelievable, man. So I'm so thankful and appreciative for that opportunity in that moment. That's the first time I've ever watched him play without me on the sideline. I've never seen him play without me coaching him. So that was strange, but it was good and it was healthy because I was just in straight dad mode. I went in coach mode, and I love that I was able to see him gain the first victory.
Were you a nervous wreck at all?
No.
Because you couldn't do anything about it?
No. Thank you, Lord. You know I was going with that. Thank you, Lord.
Any other questions?
No, I was happy. No, I got a couple more things. Let me give you guys this right now. I've made a decision that Juju is going to redshirt. That's my decision. I want what's best for the kid, what's best for his family, what's best for this wonderful university that has given me the tremendous opportunity and given him an opportunity. I think for the program, it's best for everyone, but mainly it's great for him. So I'm not going to say he was happy because he's a competitor. He wants to compete. He wants to play. His father, they cut from the same cloth. We had that conversation as well. Not that he forced it, that I know him. So we had that conversation. So Caden Salter would start this week's stop, would be the backup therefore, unless something crazy happens, an injury or whatever in practice, but that's where we're going. So it's not like he came to me saying, Coach, this is not, he's not built like that. That kid wants to play. He wants to compete, and I love him for it. He really does. So that's on me. Questions?
Coach, I guess last one going into the the holiday this weekend. Is there anything you're specifically thankful for, or a positive message you want to put out there?
I would be thankful for a win tremendously, but this has been a tumultuous season in every realm possible. Sanders' family has been tried and tested in every way imaginable. Each and every kid, my mother, my family, me. But guess what? We're still here. And we would never give up. We're going to keep on fighting. We're going to keep on loving. We're going to keep on being a blessing. We're going to keep on smiling and styling. We're going to keep on being who we're called to be. I love life, and I try my best to live the life I love and love the life I live, but I try my best always to be a blessing to someone else. And that what has got us through. I was thankful and saw that Shador, even after the victory, said some wonderful things about his relationship with the Lord. You got to understand how that makes a father feel, man. Like that, all those nights when they're asleep and you praying over them, and you just don't know if they're gonna get it or not. And when you see them regurgitate some of the things and regurgitate the stories of childhood, and even some of these young men, I'm glad I said that. We lost, but we won. What do you mean, Coach Prime? I'm glad you asked. Who was the best receiver on the past team we just played? Jordan Tyson. Didn't Jordan Tyson play here? And he left because of several different things. Jordan Tyson found his way into my dressing room downstairs at the conclusion of the game. Jordan Tyson came in there to say, Coach, I apologize. I said, young man, let me tell you something, man. I love you. I appreciate you. I pray to God that you're a top 10 pick, top 5 pick, because you got it. You don't have to apologize to me. You're young, man. I was young. I was making some of the same mistakes when I was a short of your age. I'm just thankful that you got on the right course. He's trying his best to walk with the Lord. I mean, Hines Ward is his coach, and that's my boy. So I understand this, and Jordan told me some things personally. But isn't this what it's all about? That moment. Even though we're getting our butts kicking, I'm sitting up there going through the game in my head, and he walks in, fully uniform, fully, and says that. You got to understand, man, that cleans up a lot of the mess that's going on, that's transpiring right now. But he got it. I just pray that the multitude in our locker room gets it, because he got it before it was too late. And that moment right there, that's all us coaches coach for, that moment. So I'm praying for him. I'm wishing him the best. And I know he's going to do what he does because he's a freak of an athlete. And I'm just proud of that moment. Not for me, for him. I'm proud of that moment. God bless. Thanks, Coach. Thank you. Be blessed, guys.
Well, there you have it. You just heard it. Julian Lewis to redshirt for the Colorado Buffaloes this season. Let me know what y'all think about that. Coach Prime said Caden Salter will be the starter for the final game. Big time news right here from Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, about Julian Juju Lewis, as he will be redshirted. Once again, he will be redshirted for the Buffs to set them up for the next few seasons. As Coach Prime said, it was his decision. He, of course, he talked to Juju and his dad to make that decision. And hey man, I feel like it was a smart move from Coach Prime's part and Juju's part. Like he said, it's the best for the program. It's great for everyone, and even better for him. Meaning, it's even better for Juju. And let me say this, with the core, like Coach Prime was talking about, that he has on his team, as far as the offensive side of the football go. Now you could say defensive side, but he was smart enough to not say defensive side, because defense has given up so many points and things this season that he was like, you know what? Like Master P said, you know what? It's the offense. We got guys on the offensive side of the football that's ready to go. Let me make sure I fix this, because I got a question mark after the red shirt. It was no question mark. Coach Prime just said it, that Juju will be red shirting. Let me know what y'all think about this. Hit the like, subscribe, comment. Also, there's some more news that's coming out. We got Isaiah Hodge right now at the podium. So we got some more news coming out also. Let me make sure I share this with you guys if y'all just checking in, though. Let's see. Um, we saw Juju kind of. I'm not gonna say struggle. He still looked poised and confident in that last game. Didn't look as good as the West Virginia game, but still, when you have a guy like Juju Lewis coming back at the helm, you should be able to attract some good players, some pretty good ball players out there. So um, I think the arrow is definitely pointing up, as Uncle Neely would say, for this program and for Juju Lewis. A lot of people have been predicting that Juju could, leave Colorado instead of staying there, look for better, greener pastures, as they say. I don't think that should be the move. I think he should stay exactly where he is and build something at Colorado with Coach Prime. Coach Prime said that former Buff, who was there in the room when he first arrived, Jordan Tyson, the number one wide receiver for Arizona State, who they just played, top wide receiver who could be in this draft, a player who could be the receiver that Shador Sanders is throwing to next year because the Browns could have that pick and they could pick Jordan Tyson. So with him coming to the locker room, as Coach Prime said that Jordan Tyson came to the locker room, found him, and basically apologized to him. And Coach Prime said, "Hey, dog, you ain't got to worry about that, man. I understand. I was a young player too." So a lot of people, speculate, man, what could Colorado have been had Jordan Tyson still been there? Well, you also have to take in consideration that you had some dogs that Coach Prime brought in: Xavier Weaver, Will Shepard, LeJontay Wester, Jimmy Horn Jr. You got a Marion Miller. Uh, then you bring in the guys this season right here. He brought some dogs in. Even that first year, you had some dogs. And Jordan Tyson was just a young pup recovering from an injury. So all in all, I think that he made the best decision for himself, landed on his feet, and he's in a situation where he's going to be a top player drafted in the NFL and could be, like I said, Shador Sanders quarterback. So Juju Lewis, once again, will be redshirting for the Colorado Buffaloes this season. I think that's a great decision for him, for Coach Prime, for his pops. Shout out to his pops, TC, and everybody else who's checking in and supporting the young fella out of Colorado. Let me go to his stats on the season right quick for Julian Lewis. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 589 yards. Although his QB rating is not very high. They have it at 33.1. We saw with our eyes the good things that Julian Lewis did out there on the football field, where he galvanized this team. So, but I also think it's a good thing that Caden Salter will be able to finish out his college career getting a start and seeing if he could put up some numbers to kind of, put himself back in a situation where he could be possibly drafted to the NFL or could be not redshirt, but free agent pickup in the NFL, or you could continue your career playing in the UFL. What's the other league they have? Canadian League. You can go overseas and play like I did and get some money. You can go to Japan and play and get some paper if you're Caden Salter. So he has a skill set that's definitely going to get him paid after college. It definitely got him paid in college, but it definitely get him paid after college also. So, great opportunity for him to step in and do something positive for his career in this final game as a Colorado Buffalo. Shout out to Jordan Seaton for the Buffs receiving this fan award from the Buffs that's presented every year to one of the Buff players. So shout out to him. Also, Coach Prime, let me get back to Coach Prime right quick. Coach Prime said that that was his first time seeing Shador Sanders play as a fan. He said, "Thank you so much to Mr. Mark Davis. That's the owner of the Raiders." He said, "Your heart and hospitality was and is incredible. You allowed the QB of the opposing team's father to enjoy the game in a luxury box. That blessed me truly. That was the first time I had ever seen my son play, and I wasn't his coach. So thank you again for making that experience comfortable and memorable. Also, much love to Stack 5, Matt Barnes, Cameron, Constant Swartz, and the others that attended. God bless you all. Cortez Bryant was there. Coach Mo was there. I was there in spirit. But Coach Brown said, God bless you all. Love you guys to life, as he says, as he was pictured in the press box. I also saw another picture of a young lady who was a hostess posted also, said she couldn't believe that she was able to meet Coach Prime. But let me say this about that comment, Coach Prime. You're just not a father of the opposing team's quarterback. You're not just any father out of the stands, dog. You are the GOAT. You are Coach Prime, the gold jacket wearer that you didn't pay for. Guy who have made many plays across the league, who have earned the opportunity to watch his son in a daggone press box, watch his son play for the first time from the press box. So much love to Coach Prime, much love to Coach owner Mark Davis, and everybody who was there supporting Shedeur Sanders, dog, because he played his butt off, and now he will be the starter for this week coming up, as Coach Kevin Stefanski announced that yesterday in the press conference, just like we just saw Coach Prime in. So let me know what y'all think. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, all the other good stuff. This is the biggest dog, Chico to the C, and the place to be, coming to you live and direct. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that join button also. Scan that QR code right up there. Y'all know what to do, man. We're going to be up and up out of here. Until next time. Shout out to Shedeur for starting, and Juju Lewis for taking that red shirt. All right. I was one that red shirted myself. I understand what this can do, how it can set you up for your career, where you can be better, where you can grow from this. Myself, I red shirted my junior year going to my senior season because I changed positions. I went from tight end to wide receiver and back to tight end. So I needed to take that extra time to gain weight, put back on weight, which is what I did. So you can do that. You can still be a part of the team. You're going to practice. You're just a red shirt, which means you're not going to dress out or play during the game. So y'all hit the like, subscribe, coming out, all the other good stuff. Let me know where y'all checking in from. And make sure y'all go to the website, unclechico.myshopify.com. Go to get you a Cash App and use my code L4S8P9H. And also, make sure y'all hit that join button, become a member of the channel. All right. Until next time, we're going to get up and about of here. It's the biggest dog, Chico to the C, and the place to be. Peace in the Middle East. Yeah.
Me and contenders ain't got no relation. So what you win if ain't no reparation? How much you spending on your preparation? I'm about them binges so to win and be the motivation. Determination is intention plus the willpower. Real power, pressure you should feel. Ours bills tower. Over us, I overcome, I'm overcomes. I need direct transactions. Don't wanna wait till you load the funds. You hold the funds and Joseph come promote the Kirk, demote your son. I overthrow the CEO, I'm taking over some. The chosen one, you throw me one, you owe me two. You holding one, I'm holding you accountable. Act like you owe me one. Look, every lesson learned is a lesson taught. Every blessing earned is a blessing caught. Promise I'm meek and humble and grateful for every bit. The head is heavy, so your promise have a heavy fit. The Big Dog Chico Show. That sports talk. Scope up. Joe Flo.